The city won't let me have any water, but by golly, I'm taking it anyways. Marmy, scale of 1 to 10 on how good I look in that skid steer. If it's not orange, it's a lemon. All right, today's video, we have our very first ever video sponsor. We have Stuart Martin Equipment. They are a Kubota dealer here in Northeast Oklahoma. This specific location is Kubota Construction of Tulsa, but they're all integrated into the Stuart Martin Equipment dealership family. So they will rent you equipment. They'll sell you new equipment. They'll service your existing equipment. Kubota, that is. They're also a steel dealer. We've bought a couple of different chainsaws from them. I'm sure we'll be buying plenty more, but Bobo Newton over there is the guy that runs the place, and you should call up there, and if you're going to be buying anything, I highly recommend going through him. He's a great guy, great service, and he'll do what he can to take care of you. He certainly has us. So thank you to Kubota of Tulsa, Stuart Martin Equipment, and now we can get on to the video. Okay, so if you have been watching the channel very long, this is not your first time to see what we are looking at right here. We have a ditch that runs all the way alongside of our road. And that ditch was dug a couple of months ago, maybe even longer than that. And that ditch was to supply our water. However, we have been back and forth with the city, back and forth with the engineers. It's been a fight the whole way, it seems like. We dug this ditch thinking, oh, we're going to throw something in. And then we hit a snafu. And now I can't hardly get an answer out of the city. So today we are taking matters into our own hands. Today we are installing our water line, or at least we're getting the pipe in the hole, so that this will be part one. We're getting the pipe in the hole so that we can cover this ditch back up, get our road back to working order. And it's just been a pain in the butt getting up here with this road the way it is, getting any kind of equipment up here for the barn. This ditch being open, all kinds of stuff has been a real hindrance. So the electrical's on this side of the road. You can see where their ditch was. Now we've got water, and our cable is going to go, our underground fiber is going to go in this side of the ditch. So we are installing the 4-inch water line today. We've been back and forth over a couple of different design issues, but we finally landed on what we're doing. So myself, the Jays, and Kubota of Tulsa are all pitching in and knocking this thing out. So let me show you what we've done first with the skid steer. This is why I wanted the skid steer so much, and you might see what's going on behind me as I get further down here, but I'm going to try to keep it from you for as long as I can. So we are walking up to the ditch here so I can show you what we've done with the skid steer, and I'll roll in some of that footage right now while I'm talking. But basically we have had to get a track hoe out here initially. Now we've got a mini excavator coming out here to clean it up, because it has been a couple of months since it was initially dug. And then you saw the jackhammer working, and you saw all that kind of stuff. So the jackhammer's been hitting the rock, and so now we have the ditch cleared back out, and we took the skid steer and we put all of our bed material in. This is just clean fill, and with that skid steer turn, we started out trying to do it with Petey, the tractor, and that was going to take forever. So now we're using the skid steer, and we got it bedded all really quick. In about an hour we got it bedded. Tate the intern was up here in the hole raking. Jay Jr. was showing me where to go, and we got it all in the hole. So now we are putting in our 4-inch C900, and it is what you would see any of the municipalities using for their water main lines that are running under your yard, under your streets, all that kind of stuff. Except for they're probably using anywhere from 6 to 12-inch stuff, whereas here we're using 4-inch. But this is just for our private line to service our house. So what we have done so far, we've put probably, what do you guys think, a couple hundred feet in so far? Yeah. And we still have about 700 feet to go. We got a system figured out where we're now doing, this is the first time we've ever done it, period. And we had a couple of different opinions. One, everybody's got their way of doing it, but I think we figured out the best way for us, which is we're putting about 4 to 5 sticks together at a time, and then we're dumping it in the hole, and then we're using the Kubota and sticking the bucket down in and pushing it all together. This is all compression fit with a rubber gasket, and it's got a predetermined line. You can kind of see what's going on here. Here's the pipe dope. I'll show you the next connection. We're gonna do one more before we put it in? Yeah. Or should we stop here and do a whole nother run because we're coming up on a snake?
Here's the black line that we gotta push it to.
So first, watch out, let me show them. You're just cleaning it, aren't you?
Hang on, Jay, watch your fingers.
We'll scar that O-ring.
So here's what we got inside of here. It's got a rubber gasket, and that's what's providing our seal. This end is belled. This is essentially your female, this is your male. And it's got a predetermined seat distance, which is right here indicated by the black line. And so what he's gonna do is put our dope on, and he's gonna dope that gasket really, really well. And then he's gonna, this male end is chamfered at the end to help it go through that gasket. And he's putting some dope on there really well. We're not being chintzy with it because the easier it goes on, the better off we all are. And then he's gonna stick it in, and he's gonna run the gasket.
I can't.
I get it. I get it.
Get it started.
I get it. I got it. All right. Push it a little bit more.
So we got it started, and then we're gonna come down here to this end with a rock bar. He's gonna use an actual rock for leverage. Stick the rock bar in the ground behind it, and hee-ho. And he's gonna hee-ho on that for a few seconds, and eventually he's gonna break the seal of that gasket, and that's gonna go in real easy, right?
Right.
Put your hand for a minute, Jay. Let me see the angle here.
Right?
Yeah, we're all right. It's just resisting a little bit.
This is on video.
The rest went together easy.
Really?
There we go. You're good.
Good.
So that's seated in there. And now we are going to roller in the hole. So I'll let you guys see how that happens, and then I'll show you the Kubota doing its thing whenever we go to push it all together.
There it goes. And there it goes.
Okay, it's tractor time.
Come to me. Come in some more. You're gonna hit the bank if you don't. Okay. Rotate your bucket out. That's good. A little more. Okay.
and done. Okay, what's up everybody? We're back up here. It is late, it's getting dark, it's 7 o'clock. And I just got done with a client meeting. I had to go and take care of some actual business stuff. And then I had a parent-teacher conference. Anyways, I'm back up here. And I have to put a plug on the end of our pipe because guess what? We finished. We did. We laid like 900, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We laid like 940 lineal feet of water line today, which is awesome. Like we thought this was going to take 3 days. We got it done in a day, just banged it out, and couldn't be more proud of how we did this today. So we have never done this before. We're not plumbers. We just took a little initiative, watched some YouTube videos, and banged it out. So I'm going to jump down in here real quick and slap this cap temporarily over the end of the pipe. We'll be here tomorrow to screw on all the fittings at the front end and the back end. We're going to air it up and make sure we don't have any leaks, make sure it holds pressure for 15 minutes. And then we're going to start covering this thing up, but there's no need for you to really watch me put dirt back in a hole. So that's going to be it. I'm going to show you a little bit here in just a second after I get this pipe on. I'll do a quick walk down showing you all the pipe and then come back to you. Okay. Okay, that's temporary. There you go. Climbing out of the hole. Here we go. Oh, we made it. We made it. Okay, so let's take a look at all the pipe, what all we got done today. There's the rest of our bedding material. We're going to basically take it from here to the barn with PEX, a little bit different piping. And then we will, this main line is also going to serve our 2 houses that we're building and everything else. So while I am showing you the rest of this line, I'm going to turn the camera the other direction and show you that. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we ended up where we ended up. So here we go. I kind of briefly hit on it this morning. Essentially, we have been working on our water line for several months now. I had an engineer the line. He sent it off to a hydraulics engineer who ran calcs on pressure tests and all that kind of stuff. That guy said we needed a hydraulic, or not a hydraulic, he said we needed a booster pump on this line in order to achieve the pressure we want. And the booster pump company said that basically we were crazy for wanting to put a booster pump on the line and that the numbers should be sufficient to work. So all that being said, the city of where we are has had kind of a hard time pulling the trigger on allowing us to do this. And so we just pulled the trigger anyways because we're tired of having this open ditch. And I just kind of didn't really wait. I just went ahead and pulled the trigger and we'll see what happens. Probably nothing. As I said, we've got good video of it. I've got good video putting it together. If there's ever any issues, they can see that. Plus, I'll have video of my pressure test that I do tomorrow to prove that it's holding pressure and all will be fine. I do quite a bit of business in this town, so we should have a little bit of stroke whenever it comes to that. So we're gonna basically put all this together, hook it into the main city water line, and if we need a booster pump and if we get to the point where we turn it all on and we truly don't have the pressure we desire, we can always come back and do a booster pump at that time, which is kind of our plan. So we're hoping we don't have to, and I'm hoping that a booster pump company who wants to sell booster pumps would know their products well enough to know that they don't recommend we put in a booster pump. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know there. Maybe the engineers were just trying to over-engineer something. I don't know, but we we'll visit that whenever we actually tap into the city line and all that good stuff. So, anyways, you saw as we went back up through there. I'll turn around and kind of show you where we're coming from here. We had some snaky areas there. We were able to put several sections of the pipe together at a time and make that happen without ever having to put in any fittings or anything like that. So I'm super happy with the way this turned out. Super proud of the guys today. We did great. And once again, want to give a shout out to Stuart Martin Equipment. They did awesome. That skid steer was fantastic. I don't know where we would have been without that thing. So super happy with all that. Super grateful to them. Remember, if it's not orange, it's a lemon. So that's gonna be it for us. We're done. We're out of here. I'm exhausted. Been a long day. So we're gonna get out of here, go home, get some rest, come back up here, finish this water line, start burying it back, and move on back to deer plots. I'm ready to deer hunt. So the weather changed here. It got cool today. High was only like 75 degrees, which was awesome. And yeah, so we'll next video will probably be some food plot stuff. So until then, we'll see you next time up on the ridge.